Did you call bank? I called game.
What's up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here, and if you didn't already know, the NBA draft starts today. And what I wanted to do is talk about the top 3 picks of the NBA draft and who they're obviously going to be and what teams they're going to play for, and I want to see how they play in NBA 2K19 just so I can be hyped up for NBA 2K20. It's just a quick little discussion video, and before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation, and subscribe. Let's get this video started. First, I'm going to start with the number 1 overall draft pick by the New Orleans Pelicans, and obviously I think we can all agree it's going to be Jon Williamson. Like, this is not even really a debate. There's like a 99.99% chance he's going for sure to the Pelicans. I mean, the Pelicans would be stupid not to pick him up, especially because they traded Anthony Davis. They're going to need someone to fill that role. Look, Jon Williamson was averaging 23 points per game, 9 rebounds and 2 assists on the most ridiculous 68% field goal percentage in college. And not only that, he had to share basically his buckets and usage rate with RJ Barrett. Like, Jon Williamson's numbers are not only ridiculous, they're like absurd. So I think this is probably the most hyped up talent since LeBron James, honestly, in this draft. Like, Jon Williamson is almost absolutely, of course, going to be a ridiculous, amazing player in the NBA. Now, I'm not going to talk about ratings in this video. Obviously, he's going to be at least an 80 overall, but I don't want to say anything else. I expect all 3 of these people to be 80 overall at least, or up. I want to talk about ratings in my next video for all the draft picks, but I want the NBA draft to finish before I do that. But this is what I want to say about Jon Williamson. First of all, his three-point shot isn't amazing. I mean, you're not going to be using him to shoot threes anyways, but if you absolutely needed to hit a 3, if he's open, I say shoot it anyways. He's pretty solid to use. I'm excited about using him for NBA 2K20. Now, this isn't the most legit or accurate. This is someone else's roster that they made, but it's pretty solid. The face scan looks okay. But not only that, it's pretty accurate of how Zion plays as well. His dunking ability and finishing ability at the rim is absolutely ridiculous. It's what you'd expect from Jon Williamson, I can't even lie. Driving, dunking, finishing, it's really fun to do. Posterizing anybody, I feel like posterizing, if they're near me, they're going to get yammed on, and this is like confirmed. This is gonna happen. Don't even get near Zion. And it's great because he's with the Pelicans and actually have a pretty solid team with them. Lonzo can literally do lobs to Zion. If they keep Drew Holiday, he can do lobs. This roster didn't have Randall on the team because I guess they think he's gonna be traded, or he's not going to come back, I guess, which I don't blame. I mean, I feel like that's not the craziest thing to think. I mean, this could totally happen. But there's Zion getting lobs from every single guard on this team. I feel like Brandon Ingram's kind of forgotten to use on this team because there's so much talent to use that I forget to use Brandon Ingram because I'm using Zion so much. And then Jahlil Okafor will get like a rebound and sometimes score, but for the most part, I was using Zion for a good amount of the game. He honestly takes over the court. He's kind of short. He's shorter than I expected him to be. I know he's only 6'7", but once you start playing with him in 2K, the type of position he plays, he's shorter than you'd expect, but he can still post to anybody he wants. I mean, there really is only one way to play with this player, and it's posterizing people. It feels like he's easily the best player on the Pelicans, at least when I was playing. Like, I didn't really find anybody that I felt like I was comfortable using Jon Williamson with. Then again, maybe his animations are used better in this game, but so far, I think Zion's going to be ridiculous in NBA 2K20. How it feels like in 2K19 is great. He's fast enough. Like, he literally is fast as a point guard, driving it up the court, and then he can dunk it on anybody. He's basically like, if you remember using demigods back in like 2K16, it kind of feels this way. He's not as tall, and he doesn't have the three-point shot that they have. But besides that, he has the athletic ability, the speed. I think Jon Williamson is going to be my favorite player to use in NBA 2K20 easily so far. The next player I wanted to talk about was Ja Morant, who's obviously going to be the second pick in this draft with the Grizzlies. Ja Morant, I didn't expect to like too much. Let's talk about his stats. 25 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 10 assists. He is a good playmaker with a 50% field goal percentage, which is solid for a point guard. Everything you'd expect from him. 6'3", kind of short, but still pretty fast and athletic. So I didn't expect to like using Ja Morant too much. I knew he could shoot, like he's a pretty solid shooter. I knew he could do some playmaking, and I knew he was athletic. But how fast he was, I didn't expect him to be so easy to use right off the bat. Now, for some reason, this team didn't have Jonas Valanciunas on it. I don't know, maybe he's a free agent and I didn't know that. But even then, with nobody on this team besides like Jaren Jackson Jr., it's just so easy to use him, and he's like the only player that I feel comfortable using on this team. Super quick. I feel like I can get into the lane at any moment in time, and then all of a sudden I can just stop on a dime and shoot a mid-range. And if I'm wide open, shoot threes. When you're the point guard, I feel like you don't get that many open threes because you're the main primary ball handler. But still, it was fun to use Jon Rahming for the most part. You could also dunk. Like, literally, his athleticism is ridiculous. He reminds me of Dennis Smith Jr. and Russell Westbrook when it comes to dunking, but still has that jump shot where he can shoot anywhere on the court, and he's quick, and he has that handle like Kyrie. It's weird. I didn't expect him to be this good this early, and if this is the rating they use and if this is how good they expect him to be, he's going to be very fun to use in 2K. And not only that, he's going to be very good in the NBA. But the only time will tell if they'll see. No matter what, he's going to be in the West with not a great team, so it's not like he's going to make the playoffs or anything. I really doubt they're going to be a very good team next season, but he's going to have all the time in the world to show off his talent on the Grizzlies, and I think it'll make using the Grizzlies in 2K not as boring, especially because how good he is and how good that we all expect him to be. I think for sure this was fun to use. Jon Rahming, not much more to say about him because I didn't expect to like him so much, but he's very solid in 2K19. I hope he's going to be solid in 2K20. But now the last one is RJ Barrett. I expect RJ Barrett to be the third pick in the draft with my New York Knicks. Now, it is not confirmed that this is going to happen because the Knicks have been training with a lot of players to see maybe if they would take someone else. But for the most part, I think there's like an 80% chance RJ Barrett is going to the Knicks, maybe even like 90%. But let's see why they're being hesitant on him. 23 points per game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 45% field goal percentage in college, which is good numbers, but the field goal percentage isn't amazing. His 3-point field goal percentage is kind of low, 31%. It's not awful, but it's just not great, honestly. But RJ Barrett's game isn't shooting threes, it's scoring, being a very confident and hardworking player that is literally going to do everything he can to make sure he gets his buckets. He's a confident player. He's a lefty like me. Apparently he's ambidextrous though, according to when he was on First Take, that's what he said. But he's for the most part a left-handed player. Here's the thing about RJ Barrett. Well, first off, the Knicks aren't going to have a good team. Assuming we don't get Kevin Durant or any nice free agent and it's just RJ Barrett, we're looking at a team of Dennis Smith Jr., RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, maybe like Noah Vonleh and Mitchell Robinson. That's not a good enough team to make the playoffs. Even if RJ Barrett balls out and is like one of the better players in the NBA, I still don't think that's a good enough team to make the playoffs in the East. I might be wrong, but I'm being pretty pessimistic about the situation. I don't think the Knicks are going to have a good team. That alone, I was surprised at how athletic RJ Barrett is in this game. Now, again, this isn't the most accurate representation of him, but he was getting a lot of easy dunks in the game so far, and not only that, he has a jump shot. It's not the quickest one, it's kind of a slow one to be honest, and it's kind of janky, and the timing of it's a little weird, but it was going in for the most part. Mid-ranges, threes, it was working out pretty dang well. And then again, I could drive it in and dunk. I had this one poster where I posted 3 Miami Heat players. It was ridiculous. So he's fun to use. Like, there's no question for me. I'm excited that he's on the Knicks. Obviously, I wanted Zion, but we have the third pick, and I don't know anybody else that's like I feel confident in getting besides RJ Barrett. I think we have to get RJ Barrett, and there's a 50% chance he's either going to be great or not great. If I could compare him to anybody in 2K or like in the NBA that he felt like playing as, it was kind of like Jimmy Butler, maybe like a little bit. That's what he kind of felt like using. His defense wasn't that bad either, but then again, this is 2K and some guy made it. I don't know if he's that good at defense or not, but I liked using him for the most part. He was fun to use. I think he has the potential to be the best player on the team if we pick up nobody. I think for sure that we're going to make him the primary scorer. I think Dennis Smith Jr. will be the primary ball handler as he's taking the ball up the court, but we're going to be giving it to RJ Barrett, and we're not going to be expecting it to get it back. He's not going to be a pass-first player. I mean, he had 4 assists in college, but it's college and they force you to pass the ball. I don't expect that to happen in the NBA. I think he's going to want to shoot as much as possible, solidify himself as a great player in the NBA. I expect him to shoot as much as he can and much as he wants to get as good as possible, so in the future when we get more talent, he's ready to go and try to win championships maybe one day. But I do think RJ Barrett's pretty solid. There was nothing when I played with him that made me feel like he wasn't going to be good enough. Again, it's just a video game, but using him in 2K was fun. Hopefully he's going to be just as good in 2K20, and maybe I won't be super bored with using Knicks this season because Mitchell Robinson's pretty raw, Dennis Smith Jr.'s ridiculously athletic, and then RJ Barrett is a good first round pick, a great third pick in the draft for the Knicks, and I think it's better than getting anybody else outside of the top 3 because honestly, I think he's going to be good. I think there's a good chance. And it was fun to use him. It was fun to use the Knicks using RJ Barrett. Hopefully we get Kevin Durant, but even if we get Kevin Durant, he's going to be injured for most of the season, so it doesn't even matter. But still, using RJ Barrett was fun. That's it for this video, you guys. Which player of the three do you think will have the best career? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub. And I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank?